Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today.
Right. Bronny get a bucket on Bron right now?
Yeah, he can get a bucket on Bron right now.
Nope.
Yeah, he can get a bucket.
No way. Nope.
Nah, he can get a bucket on his dad right
averaging
now.
25.
No, I didn't say he ain't. I don't care what he's doing, but he ain't sliding, playing at that on defensive level.
25. Nah. Lord, 25. You still, Lord, he dunking. He's still dunking the ball with.
I'm saying that Bronny can get a bucket on Bron.
I'm saying he can't. One rollout, get a bucket.
3 dribbles?
No way. I'm talking
he
about.
can get a bucket on him.
No.
Man, come on. That little dude explosive, bro.
He is, but you seen his dad? His dad on that Balco.
Yeah,
he on that new juice.
He ain't sliding like he used to.
Man, bro.
He ain't sliding like his son can get a bucket.
Boy. I tell you what, fanboys, your world is getting ready to come crashing down. I've been trying to warn you of this for months, but you don't listen. And you're still in here, defending the deer with every breath in your body. But I've been trying to prepare you for the fact that your world is coming crashing down. So Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett was having a discussion, I guess, about whether Bronny James could score a bucket on LeBron James. And while Kevin Garnett was strongly disagreeing with the notion that Bronny could score on LeBron, he totally ignored the fact when Paul Pierce brought up the fact that LeBron James is not playing defense. He just glossed over that. He just kept saying 25 points a game, which is typical stuff from members of the CFL. They truly overlook LeBron's lack of defense. I mean, the way they overlook LeBron's lack of defense is a skill in itself, to be that blind. But anyway, Kevin Garnett ignores Paul Pierce saying, hey, look, the guy doesn't play defense anymore. And he says LeBron is off that Balco. I mean, he just comes right out and says this. Now, I'm trying to figure out, was this just a mistake of his? Not saying he was lying, but if he just was so excited that he got ahead of himself and let it slip, or I don't know what it was. But again, like I said, this will severely affect LeBron James's legacy if the NBA comes out and confirms this. Now, I hadn't really seen anybody except content creators talking about this. I haven't seen anybody else address this yet. I mean, by anybody else, I mean mainstream media. And if any of you guys have seen mainstream media address this, please let me know. Matter of fact, I would greatly appreciate it if you put the video in the comments so I could check this out for myself. But I haven't seen mainstream media address this. But, it actually kind of got me thinking, because I was watching something else that was kind of showing comparisons of several players when they first got into the league and what they look like now. Giannis being one of them. And it really got me thinking that if this is what's behind all this athleticism that they praise, then are these players actually really more athletic? Because I was actually thinking about this. I'm really thinking about this. And when you think back to the 90s, to the 80s, I mean, we're talking about human evolution over time. Human evolution, if we're talking about people getting more and more athletic, I'm not even sure that's really a thing. I feel like your body adjusts to whatever it is you're doing. So, if you grew up playing basketball, then your body adjusts to the muscles that it takes to play basketball. If you grew up a swimmer, then you develop those muscles. But to make it seem as if people, I mean, first of all, think about this. Wilt Chamberlain still is one of the greatest athletes to ever play the game. That cannot be denied. But even when you look at some of the players back then, again, we're talking about maybe the skills of basketball have evolved, but I have a hard time believing players are more athletic. And you know that I don't believe players are more skilled. I believe the game is totally different, which allows for players to appear more skilled depending on what you're looking for. But yeah, I don't know if I believe in this whole players are more athletic thing. I'm starting to think players are just juicing. And I say that because their muscular build does not look natural. I mean, to me, you can go back and look at Michael Jordan when he first got into the league, and you can look at him after he put on some weight for the Pistons, but it doesn't look unnatural to me. Like, it looks like a guy who started working out, and it came over time. I mean, if you look at Michael Jordan's progression, it literally came over time. It wasn't like he was getting beat up in 1990 by the Pistons. 1991, he came back like the Incredible Hulk. It wasn't that kind of thing. It was like a slow progression, and you saw him get slightly bigger from year to year. But some of these guys, it's like 1 minute they're this skinny kid out of high school or skinny kid right out of college, and then a couple of years later they look like the Incredible Hulk. So, not only is this an indictment on LeBron James, but this really would be an indictment on the whole NBA. And we spend a lot of time, talking about whether that's the case for LeBron James, but I think the bigger question is whether this is kind of rampant in the league, period. And maybe this is the reason that despite load management happens, we're still seeing these athletes get injured at a higher rate, even though they're so-called more athletic, even though they take all these measures to so-called prevent injuries. All this load management, all this trying to know back-to-backs and all this kind of stuff. But yet they seem to get injured more than players of the past. Maybe this juicing thing is the real reason that these players appear more athletic. And maybe if it wasn't for that, most of them would be just your average athletes like it has always been. And obviously when I say your average athlete, I mean your average athlete for basketball, for the NBA. But at any rate, yeah, this is getting interesting. Fanboys, like we've been trying to warn you, it's just going to get worse and worse from here on out. And like I said, when your king retires, it is going to be highly problematic for you guys. Like you guys, like I said, get your affairs in order. But anyway, we going to hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this Kevin Garnett bringing up the whole Balco thing. I mean, first of all, what do you think was behind that? Do you just think like he was absent-minded and let that come out? Do you think that it is so common that it's not a big deal, or at least that everybody in the league knows about it? Or, I don't know. But at any rate, I feel like I'm going to be very curious to see if any of the mainstream media says anything about this. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. You all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.